Hey guys, here is a simple tutorial on how to take a panorama like this and add in a logo either at the bottom or up here at the top. So it's a pretty simple process, and we'll basically go into Photoshop and do it in a few simple steps. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing we need to do in Photoshop is come in here and open up our panorama, or to start with a new image if you would like. But if you're going to start with a new image, then you're going to have a white background, and you are going to need to either put in an image that can define top, bottom, front, back. Okay, so you need to be able to identify that in 3D, otherwise when you're in 3D you wouldn't be able to see anything. So I'm going to just open up my image that I have saved here, and we're going to use this little mushroom macro that I did. This is one of my favorite images that I've made so far. And what I'd like to do is put the logo in down at the bottom. So once you have the image open, the next thing we're going to do is place in your logo. So I'll go out and grab my logo and bring it in. And it comes in the center of my screen, and it comes in fairly large. Now, of course, we can size this down, but you'll see when we put this into the panorama, it actually becomes small, but you may want to make it a little bit smaller. So I think it's a little bit too big, so I'll size it down just a little bit, and that's good right there. Alright, so the next step is to pick the background layer itself, come up to where it says 3D in your menu, come down to spherical panorama and new panorama layer from selected layers. And what that will do is create this new 3D background. And over here you're going to see that you can move around in the panorama here. So our logo is dead center in the middle, and I want that down here on the actual crease where everything comes together right there. So I place it down there in the center, and once that's done, I can come up here to the logo itself, and we're going to just basically merge it down. Before you do that, though, make sure that everything that you have here is set as far as the size is concerned, as far as anything, because once you put it in and bake it into the 3D panorama, you won't be able to change it. So you'll have to do this all over again. So everything's good here, and I'm going to right click, come down in this long menu to the bottom pretty much, and hit merge down. And that will merge it down into your panorama. The next step is to come back up to 3D and spherical panorama, and we're going to export the panorama this time. So that will ask us for a name. We'll just call it Ep2, and I'll go ahead hit save, and that will write out a brand new panorama that I'm going to just go ahead and open back up. So now that we have our new panorama up, you can see our logo is down at the bottom. So at this point here, we can take a look at it. I'm going to just go back out into my File Explorer and take a look at this in the GoPro 360 app that I use. And we can come in here, and you can see it's now down on the bottom. And if you'd like to put it up at the top, it's a fairly simple process as well. So back in Photoshop, we can basically take this layer and copy it up top. But before we do that, we're going to make a template out of this. So I'm going to click on the rectangular select tool and come over here and basically just select everything right down to the top edge of that logo. Now, if you have a wavy logo or something that is not a circle, because the circle obviously will make a straight line across, But if you have something that's wavy, then you're going to have to make a different type of selection here. But the point is to select everything other than your logo and just go ahead and delete it. Because this is on the background layer, we have to unlock it first, and then we can delete it. So we'll hit the delete key and it's gone, and we'll deselect that. Now, if you want this just alone, go ahead and save this. So we're going to hit save as, and we're going to change it to a PNG format, and I'll go ahead and save this out as Temp2 PNG. And the reason we're using PNG is to keep the background transparent so that we can just overlay this on top of any new panoramas that we make. So if we want this on the top, we're going to just duplicate layer 0 by using a Command J. And now that we have a copy of that, we'll come up here to Edit. We'll come down to Transform, down to Flip Vertical. Then we'll use our Move tool to move it up to the top. And I want to make sure I'm going straight up, so I hold down my Shift key, which will constrain my axis, and then it should just snap to the top. And release your mouse button. Now, if you want this logo a little bit smaller, you can go ahead and use your Command key and click this middle button here and drag this up. But you have to make sure you can see that I'm a little off skew right now by minus 1.3 degrees. So you want to make sure that you're not skewing it and that you're at 0. And for whatever reason, you can't use Shift and Command to do this for whatever reason. So you just have to make sure that it's at 0. And I'll release that. And so this logo up top now will be smaller than the one at the bottom. So I'll go ahead and save this out. Do a save as again. And I'm going to save this as Temp2B. And hit save. I'm going to use the PNG. Alright, so now if I open up our panorama again, the one that doesn't have a logo in it, and then all we need to do is use place. So we'll do File, Place Linked. We'll come down here and pick our Temp2B, which has the logo at the top and the bottom. Hit Place, and it comes in at the correct size. We just accept that. And now all we have to do is save a copy of this. So save a copy, make it a JPEG, everything's cool. Hit save, maximum size if you want. Hit OK. Go out and we'll now take a look at it. So we're going to open it up in our GoPro, and here we go. We'll look up. There's a logo up at the top. We'll look down. Here's a logo at the bottom. And we can look around our environment, and everything looks pretty cool. So as people are looking around your environment, as soon as they come down a little bit, they'll see your logo. Or if they look up at the sky a little bit high, they'll see it up there too. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.